On Saturday, March 2nd, 1996, in Bonnie Lake, Washington, a man and father by the name of Ronald Klungness returned home to his family's mobile home after work that late afternoon. When Ron arrived home, he noticed that his wife Susan's Toyota Camry was gone. The front door to the residence was unlocked and the television set was still on. Both his wife Susan and son Jeffrey were not present after arrived home, and so Ron decided to lie down on the couch and watch some television. And since the house was so quiet, Ron would end up falling asleep. A few hours later, Ron would awake to find the home still quiet, and this is when he says he would then go to the master bedroom to check on his wife, who at the time had been recovering from knee surgery. Once Ron approached the bedroom, he went to open the door but was unable to get the door open due to the fact that something on the other side was blocking him from entering. After a few minutes of struggling to get the door open, Ron was then finally able to get it open, but he wasn't prepared for what he was going to find on the other side of that door. Once Ron opened the door, he would then find his wife of 15 years, Susan Klungness, lying on the ground. She was bloody, lifeless, and propped up against the bedroom door, and this is where Ron would immediately dial 911. As this story unfolds, we later learn that Ron's 14-year-old son Jeffrey went missing from the scene where he would find his wife Susan, and he would soon become a missing person in this case. During law enforcement's first search just after Susan's body was discovered, they scoured the area near the Klungness residence searching for Jeffrey, but to no avail, they would be unable to locate him. Neighbors and another woman from that day reported that a family friend by the name of Martin Malcolm, also called Marty, would be seen with Jeffrey that morning before he would end up going missing, and this would be just the beginning to other strange events that would transpire in this story. A day later on Sunday, law enforcement would then locate Susan's Toyota Camry abandoned in a parking lot located in a nearby town of Auburn, Washington. But the question here is, how did it get there? Well, the answer to that question is that the vehicle was abandoned by this so-called family friend Marty Malcolm from the day before. But why did Marty have Susan's vehicle in the first place? And why did he abandon in a nearby town, coincidentally, on the same day Susan would be found dead and her son Jeffrey would go missing? We also learned that Marty says he was the one who initially found Susan deceased in the Klungness home before Ron got home, and though his story of events from that day do seem very suspicious, law enforcement has never been able to confirm that Marty was somehow involved in all of this, although he was considered to be a very strong person of interest. So please join me on my next episode of True Crime to find out about the rest of this story as I discuss all the evidence presented in this case and really try to put together what may have happened to both Jeffrey and Susan Klungness in this very bizarre case. I'm your host Drew V, and let's try to figure this one out together.